Welcome to the Home Loan Hub, your ultimate guide to mastering the world of home loans and property. I'm Zibuni Salimova, here to simplify the complexities of real estate and provide you with expert insights and the latest trends. Whether you're a first-home buyer, an experienced investor, or simply curious about the property market, this podcast is for you. Join me each week as we unlock the secrets to property success and help you make informed decisions. Let's dive into the world of property together. Hello and welcome to our series of James Shares. James, welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
James, let's talk about something really important today that everybody must know when it comes to daily living.
Okie dokie. Well, a lot of people don't like this subject. As soon as I say the word, folks will go, oh my God, what a bore. But if you really want to get that thing that you want, I think it's important.
You gotta do this.
You've got to budget for it.
So what are we going to talk about?
We're going to talk about budgets today and how they can help you get what you want.
Awesome. Budgets. Here we come. James, what is a budget?
Well, let me just start off by saying why it's important. The main thing, if you're trying to achieve some sort of goal like save a deposit for a house, is you need to spend less than you earn. If you're spending more than you earn, you're never going to achieve the goals that you want. So, and it doesn't matter if you've got a really high income or a really low income. It's pretty common that if you're on 200 grand, you're going to spend 220. It's just, for some reason, it's the way people are wired. So with a budget, that can help navigate that so you can achieve those goals you want. So a budget is pretty simple, really. You're on one side of your budget. If you've got your income, so your salaries or any rent you might get from a house or
anything that drops into account as a credit note
or a cash in bank.
Cash in bank.
Credit note. Yep. So yeah, you could add that. Those would be the main sources of income. Everybody would have also, some people would also have dividends as well from shares and all that kind of
benefits.
Yep. So that's all your income. So, and then on the other side of it, you've got your expenses. Mm-hmm. So you add up all your income, you list your expenses, which could be anything from rent to food, utilities, power, and all that sort of thing, your insurances, entertainment. But I guess the hard thing is finding out, you probably know what the items are in your budget, the main items, but you don't know how much each one is costing you. So how do you go about?
Yeah, how do you find out?
Well, what I do, it takes a little bit of time at first. So it's quite easy nowadays because you can just go online onto your bank accounts and you can download a statement for your credit card for the last month and for your check account for the last month. If those are the two accounts that you use for, income and expenses. And you can just go through those statements. It could be a couple of pages. And you just circle the ones that are food, and then circle the ones that are, perhaps utilities or an insurance, and you lump them together and you put them, on either side of the budget, depending on whether they're an expense or an income.
That's if you're like old-fashioned, but I'll share a tip, James, now. Nowadays, actually on online banking, it does a lot of that work for you. So you can actually go on your online banking through the computer. I don't know if it works through the phone, but there is like a spending tracker.
Yep.
And you can label different spending, and then you can hit press report for the last month or 6 months or whatever, and it will actually categorize for you, and it will create a beautiful wheel chart that will show you what your money is going on.
Now, and that's absolutely right. So you can do it like that way, and that's what I would suggest people would do once they understand, because I find it really useful to take the time to do it myself and understand how it all works, and then you can jump to that next step. But yeah, if we're pushed for time, absolutely do it that way. I just find it really useful to get into the details, because I love that kind of stuff, which is a bit creepy and
You're
weird.
You're a numbers nerd, James.
So, I can tell you, for example, that we spent $1,600 on food last month.
Wow, so that's a lot of food.
Yeah.
For a family of 4, right? But you've got teenage kids and they do a lot of sport and you do a lot of sport. So you probably buy quite a lot of...
It's our big expense. So and we tend to eat sort of quality food. We don't have a lot of entertainment costs because what our kids do is our entertainment.
That's your entertainment.
Sadly, driving the kids around to different things. So we don't have time for entertainment.
I love it.
So we spend a lot of money on food.
So sitting down, looking at what goes in, what goes out, and what's left at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Super important, because then what do you need to do next?
Well, I think what you need to do is, firstly, is you have a look at what you've done in the past, right? And then you can use that information to set up your budget for the following months. But you can look at your spending once you've categorized it, and you can see, I'm spending like $100 a week on coffees, and you're not going to spend $100 on coffee probably, but let's say $50 a week on coffee, or morning teas or something like that. So over the month that's nearly $200. It's over $200. So if you're really trying to spend less than you earn and you're saving for that deposit, there are certain things that you can pull back. You can't pull back on your rent, possibly your food a little bit. Maybe not your power can be pretty set. So you're looking for those items on your budget where you can make some big moves.
Because I guess there is like fixed commitments and non-fixed commitments.
Absolutely.
Right, the ones that you can dial down or dial up.
The ones that you don't have to pay. So your fixed would be, I suppose your power, your mortgage. Would you include food in fixed? I mean, you have to have it, don't you? So
you'll probably have a budget. As you say, I'll probably go back 3 months and have a look what was my average spend on food and whether there was something I could have done better.
Yeah.
Whether it's meal planning, like doing it through HelloFresh, for instance, or, supermarket shopping. What I'm doing at the moment is I do a lot of online shopping for my groceries. So that way I'm not tempted to just fill the trolley as I'm walking around the shop.
Yeah, that's a great idea, and that's what we try to do as well, because you can order it all, beforehand, and you tend to stick if it's too much at the end of. Yeah,
you can just take off things off the cart. And yes, it costs money for delivery, but actually $9 for delivery versus another $50 that I would have spent extra.
Yeah,
driving there, getting extra items that I probably don't need. Oh my God.
Yeah.
All those cravings that you get when you're in a supermarket. But actually sitting down with a cold head, looking at your pantry, doing a cross check. Do I have the rice? Do I have the pasta? Do I have the meat? I think that really helped me to get better at my budgeting.
And I think the key is you don't do your shopping when you're hungry.
Oh, absolutely.
It's the worst possible thing you can do. So have a nice big meal at home and then go do your shopping.
Absolutely. That's awesome. All right. So for those that are listening, guys, what you really need to do is look at what's coming in, what's going, how much is left at the end of the day, and what you can do to improve that position and start saving. But what I often do as well is I go that extra step prior to it is how much do you actually need to save and by when? So then you know how much you need to put aside to make sure that happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's how all these things can work in together. Like once you know what your purpose or your goals are, you can set up your budget to achieve those, to work towards that over the medium term. And then you can actually see that's where your budget ties in with your net worth document. Because if you're doing things correctly in your budget, you should see your net worth improving. Your savings should be going up, KiwiSaver improving, mortgage going down, all that sort of things. So the better you can do in your budget, the more you can do for your net worth.
Perfect. Love it. Love it. Well, I hope listeners today have taken away something from it. We do have some budget templates to share. So if you do want to get hold of our budget template that James kindly created, please feel free to get in touch and we'll share that with you.
Absolutely.
From the episode of James Shares. Well done, James. Thank you.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning into the Home Loan Hub. I hope you found today's episode insightful and full of valuable tips to help you on the property journey. Don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on all things real estate and the property ladder. If you enjoy the show, leave a review and share it with others who might benefit as well. Keep an eye out for the next episode where we'll continue to reveal strategies for property success. Until then, keep making savvy decisions and unlocking your property potential.